Tariq, let's talk baseball first. Major League Baseball is cracking down on substance, yeah, substance abusers, pitchers that are putting stuff on baseballs, or perhaps doing whatever, as a possible solution to the lack of offense. What do you think about this?
Well, I think why stop now? I mean, what are you going to do in the near future? Listen, this has always haunted baseball. Baseball seems to be the only sport where people get to cheat, continue to move on, continue to say, "Hey, I'm going to take my greenies, I'm going to take my roids, I'm going to take my juice the ball, I'm going to steal signs." This has always been about the game. It has always been about scoring. I know a lot of people are concerned about scoring going down. But this has been the game, and it's everybody ratting everybody out. Like, when did baseball turn into an episode of a TV show, Cheaters? Like, it's all this is now is just, I've got this guy, I've got this ace, he's got this $300 million contract. You're not going to get rid of the contract. So what difference does it make? You might as well let these guys do what they want to do, try to get the revenue back, try to get the fans back some other way, because you're stuck in the middle right now with penalizing people.
What I don't get is why it took so long. Baseball players move around team to team. Guys that played with guys who cheat know they're cheating. They got new teammates. They have to say something. Why wasn't this more commonly known?
I think it is commonly known, but nobody ever outs anybody. So especially while they're still playing. So now you've got players that are still in the league. They know these little dirty secrets. Everybody loves them. Before, when it was Jose Canseco, he was out of baseball when he snitched on juicing. He was out of the game. So basically, there was no penalty. Now it's kind of like, well, wait a minute. You were on the team as well, so you knew the cheating. That means that I was able to share their stories. So now you're a part of the cheating, but you're just as much trouble as they are because you're outing me. So it's I don't know. It's turned into tattletaling. I don't know what to make of it.
Pat, where does this lead? Where does this go?
It keeps going in circles because, I mean, look, Major League Baseball might be at fault for this because they, more than any other sport, have tried to manipulate the rules and tools of the game to make it as entertaining as possible, right? Like, look, you can make the argument if you weren't rewarding home runs the way you were back in the mid to late 80s, that steroids don't happen. And then you can make the argument that when you got rid of steroids, if you didn't juice the ball the way that Major League Baseball absolutely did, you wouldn't have pitchers going above and beyond doing this now to try and figure out a way to get back. And now you have a game that's all home runs or all strikeouts, right? Strategy has eclipsed what these guys can physically do with shifts in field. And I mean, look, there's nothing that baseball can do. I mean, short of just going back to what you go see at the Genesee Country Village Museum, where it's a bunch of guys in cotton pants tucked up to their knees running around. Just play baseball, man. Stop juicing the ball. Stop worrying about what these guys are. Run legitimate drug tests and just play baseball. That'll fix everything.
You know what? This really gives an opportunity, I think, for the guys who aren't using stuff that are going to shine after this sort of investigation. If they are successful in taking stuff out of the game that allows pitchers to scuff the ball or whatever, the guys who continue to succeed after that are going to be able to say, I was doing it right all along. And that's a good thing, don't you think, Tariq?
Well, I mean, they're going to fight that they're saying they're going to do it right all along. There's no way to prove that they were, other than having their word and what their history is. But the other issue here that I think a lot of people are taking into it, and we haven't brought it up yet, is betting on the sport. Back in the day, it was really the purity of the sport. We want to keep it pure. We want athletes to be pure. We want the pitchers to be pure, the hitters to be pure. But we still had cork bats. We still had steel signs. Now it's come to a point where there are a lot of people that are betting on these games. And so now it's a decision of whether or not the game is valid. The player is valid. You've got fantasy football, fantasy baseball. So the cheating end of it is taking another level because people are now wagering on these games and don't want to feel as if, hey, I got cheated because this guy has been juicing this ball or throwing something on that ball.
So, Pat, what happens if Jacob deGrom and Gerritt Cole are no longer effective after all of this?
I mean, does it matter? Are we going to remember? Like, there'll be the baseball nerds that remember these things. But, to go back to your point along those lines, like, when we get through this, there will be guys that are successful that that'll say, I did it the whole time. Are you sure? And do you want to watch guys that aren't actually getting the movement on their ball and the strikeouts and the speed that you think they are? Do you want to watch Major League Baseball with subpar pitching? Because be careful what you wish for, man. Sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
So you're suggesting that this could just be foolish?
Yes, it was. I mean, look, was it smart to get rid of steroids the way that the ball died? Was it smart to juice the ball up over again after that finished up to make things back the way it was, which led to this? Look, every action has an equal reaction. And we're seeing that reactions now between this and the Astros and the juice ball were having more consequences than the initial problem was. So maybe Major League Baseball should just look back at its history and sit down and shut up.
Hey, what's stronger, the truth or what you believe is true?
You can't handle the truth.
Exactly.
Huh?